DAZN has a fantastic main event and honestly pretty decent card overall. It's all right card. Great main event. Some good names on the undercard, I should say. Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. I should say Maurice Hooker versus Ramirez, right? Because Hooker's the technical A side because it's on his network.
It's billed as Hooker Ramirez.
Yes.
So,
I love this fight. Like, I think this is perhaps this fight interesting enough to sort of juxtapose it with Prograis Taylor, which is probably going to happen hopefully in the next 6 months. Though, who knows with the World Boxing Super Series nowadays. I think this fight's going to be the more entertaining unification, so to speak. Right? I think this one has sort of the potential with the style matchups that these guys are going to be caught in the mid-range a lot and exchanging a lot. And I think both guys aren't the most defensively sound. Hooker's defense is getting a lot better, but still not the cleanest when it comes to head movement, just upper body movement. And still footwork is a little bit suspect at times. Like, he does make some really major mistakes in terms of just going the wrong side, cutting the wrong angle, and could get caught with a major shot. Ramirez could capitalize on that. But I think Hooker is going to sort of keep the fight at enough of a distance to be able to extend his jab and to sort of control the tempo of the fight through that jab. That's been actually a decent weapon for him lately. And it'd be a good action fight. Probably win the 7-5 decision. Might be a little bit controversial, but I'm picking Maurice Hooker in a fantastic fight in a unification in the super lightweight division. Rob, your thoughts?
I think providing Hooker does weight comfortably, I think I'll lean towards Hooker. I think he possibly got the tools to pull this off, providing he uses those tools, well and in full effect, because he will have the height and reach, I think. And yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think it could be quite a trade-off, quite a war. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good one. And obviously, the winner of this could help decide the future of Mikey Garcia as well. Being if Hooker comes away with the titles, that's definitely would help lean towards Mikey at least fighting once on DAZN.
Yeah, perhaps.
If not this possibly reported multi-fight deal that is in advanced talks or whatever. But I think that would be quite an important part of the process.
Agreed. Tevin Farmer also on the card as the co-main event against Guillaume Frenois.
Frenois, yeah. French, Matt. It's French.
Yo, it's been a long time
native tongue.
It's been a long time since I took French class in high school. Tevin Farmer should win this fight in devastating fashion. And by devastating, I mean probably dominant performance where he just throws a lot of punches, doesn't do a lot of damage. But
this guy and John O'Carroll went to war, and despite John O'Carroll putting up a good performance against Tevin Farmer, I think Farmer definitely showed he was the class above Carroll, so I expect him to fully be a class above Frenois as well. Sorry to hate on your countryman there, Matt.
Yeah. Tremaine Williams, Mulvedin, I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Two really good prospects. Joey DeWalco on the card. Austin Williams on the card as well.
DeWalco is fighting a new opponent because of Gassiev's injury, obviously.
Yes, Rodney Hernandez. Which is
apparently beat some prospect not long ago. The prospect was 14-0 with 13 knockouts. And Rodney Hernandez knocked this guy out in a round. So who knows? Could be a fun fight. Could be a stinker. Tune in and find out.
It's probably gonna be a stinker. Let's be honest. It's heavyweight boxing. I'm not a fan of heavyweight boxing.
Optimistic Matt didn't last long.
Nope, not at all. On Showtime on this week on Saturday, Gervonta Davis defending his title against his mentor Ricardo Nunez, who no one's unfortunately heard of. He has a decent record, a couple losses.
What weight is Amanda Nunez?
Amanda Nunez is 135.
Yeah. Oh, if she was 126, she could have been perfect.
No, this is Ricardo Nunez.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
And it's also spelled differently, too.
I was going to say.
Yeah, one's a Z, one's an S.
Sorry.
Anyways, digressing. Gervonta Davis winning by KO within 6. If he doesn't, I think he will look pretty poor. You know what I mean? Like, if this goes round, it's usually because Gervonta Davis didn't take training camp seriously. Is usually what it means.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's always a little question mark as Tank approaches the scale, so we'll see. You know, I think at some point he's going to have to move up soon, I think. But yeah, I expect Gervonta Davis, hometown fight. I'm sure he's going to turn up and get a devastating knockout, I would imagine. But yeah.
Agreed.
Anything much on the undercard?
Yeah, there's actually some decent fights. Yuriorkis Gamboa versus Ramon.
Oh, yeah, that's his next opponent, right?
Ramon Martinez.
Gamboa will be the next
Probably.
fight.
But I like the Gamboa-Martinez matchup. Like, that's a decent matchup against guys that are probably relatively at the same stage in their careers. So I'm all in favor of that. Ladarius Miller versus Jezreel Corrales. You know me. I've always liked Jezreel Corrales, even though he's definitely not, achieved any of the hype that I and others put on him. Oh, wow. There's actually some deep cut names on this undercard. You're going to like this. Ronald Gavriel. Remember Ronald Gavriel?
Yeah.
He's fighting Vaughn Alexander, who just recently fought Anthony Sims Jr. on the Daniel Roman TJ Doheny undercard. Emmanuel Lim versus Freddy Hernandez. That's a fun matchup against a guy that's coming off a draw against Matt Korobov, and Freddy Hernandez is coming off 3 losses. RIP Freddy Hernandez. Jason Velez, who famously exposed Ryan Garcia, is fighting a guy that has a 500 record. What else? Richardson Hitchens is on the card as well.
I always do that. Don't worry.
I always do it every time.
Richardson.
Because you just feel like it would flow like that. He should change it, honestly.
Bars.
Dylan Price, who's a decent super flyweight, undefeated prospect. That's about it, yes.